Yeah, I mean, just by just saying that, I mean, just let people know that our defense isn't light. You know, we're not going to be taken lightly. We're not going to act like we're going to allow our offense to carry us, because at the end of the day, we have to hold our own. And that's kind of what we're all striving for. That's kind of what we're going to do. That's what we're based upon. So, like I said, just carrying our own, just holding our own weight. The secondary, just playing our part, and hopefully just stacking up wins as we can, as far as just a complete team win.
Okay, next up's Ed Encina, followed by Greg Auman.
Hey, Sean, thanks for doing this.
Yes, sir.
Just wanted to ask you, and I think you've mentioned this a couple of times last year, about how important, some of the off-season work, the early season work that the rookies did with, mini camp and the academy and stuff like that you guys did to kind of build a bond for you guys early on going into training camp. I guess, with everything going on the way it is, this year's rookies maybe having to do some of that stuff virtually.
Right.
How important was that for you guys and as a group, and what will maybe this year's class be missing because maybe they're not going to get it in the same fashion, I guess?
I mean, everything's virtual, like you said, and everybody has to do it. It's not like, some guys are doing it, some guys are meeting. It's everyone has to do it. As far as the rookies go, it's obviously going to be hard for them to kind of just come in and learn it the way we learned it last year. But at the end of the day, they can definitely take advantage of these meetings that we are having online and talking to other guys and other players, just asking questions on how they went about things. I know for me, I'm willing to help any younger guy that needs it and that needs assistance in any type of way. Because I know I went through the same thing last year. So I can just tell them what I learned and how I went about things last year, and kind of tell them how, they should go about things coming up in this year. And just at the end of the day, just staying focused and just staying committed to what you want to do, no matter where you are, no matter what, what's going on in the world.
Okay, next up, we have Greg Auman, followed by Jenna Lane.
Sean, hope you're doing well. Yeah, when we talked a lot and we've written a lot about how much the secondary improved from the start of last year to the end of last year. And I want to ask you how you continue that, both you individually and just the young secondary in general, where you guys can take the next step and continue to improve here in this coming season.
I'm sorry, I couldn't really hear you. You're kind of breaking up. You mind repeating that one more time?
Yeah, I was just asking, as much as you guys improved during last season, was just asking you where you think this secondary can make the next step and improve this coming season.
Oh, yeah, definitely keep improving, definitely keep, making steps, but we definitely need more turnovers. And that's kind of what we need to make our secondary known for, is creating turnovers and getting interceptions. We had a lot of plays where we were in position to make the play and we didn't, or we broke the pass up. And I mean, obviously those things are always good, but at the end of the day, we all want to be great. And so turning some of those PBUs into interceptions and turning those interceptions into, pick sixes, it makes a big difference in a game. And it makes a big difference in the season. So that's kind of what we're striving to do, is create more turnovers and just be that savvy secondary that, the Bucs should be known for.
Okay, next up is Jenna Lane, followed by Steve Isbitz.
Sean, thanks for doing this. Really appreciate it.
No problem, Jenna.
Now that you've had some time that's gone by and you've had a chance to kind of look back on the season, and I know you made great strides towards the end of the season, what are some things that kind of stood out to you with your performance? What are some things that you want to improve on going forward?
Definitely want to improve on just being consistent and more consistent early on. I know at the beginning of the year, obviously just being a rookie, being young, I had a lot of the things I had to adapt to, whether it's just the speed of the game or just the nature of it, or just understanding route concepts and recognizing formation, stuff like that. And so that's what I've kind of been doing this entire offseason. I've been watching a lot of film and kind of mainly kind of believing and trusting what I see and making sure that what I see is what I see, And as far as inside, outside goes, I mean, I can learn things from playing inside or playing outside, and they can translate, back and forth to one another. But for the most part, it's just the technique part of it, just really understanding the game of football and understanding what a quarterback and what a team is trying to do when you're in certain defense. So.
Okay, next up we have Steve Isbitz, followed by Justin Granite.
Hey, Sean, at what position do you expect to take most of your snaps this season as of right now, and where do you feel most comfortable on the field?
I feel comfortable at either position, honestly. And at the end of the day, I mean, it's up to Coach Bowles. I truly feel like we have a good secondary and definitely a good corner room that, all of us can play a bunch of different positions if needed be. And each one of us is ready to kind of step up and be that number one guy when called on. So it's really up to him. Whatever he feels is best for the defense is what we're going to do. And we're going to take that and thrive with it. We're not going to really dread on, not being that number one guy or not being that number two guy, but just making the most of our opportunities and making plays on the field that can contribute to wins.
Okay, next up is Justin Granite, followed by Andrew Keese.
Hey, Sean, the defense was drastically different between first half of the year, second half of the year. Obvious answer is rookies got experience in understanding Todd's system, but could you point specifically what that difference was in becoming a top 10 defense second half of the year?
The difference was really just keying in and buying into everything that he was saying and that coach was doing, because he had us, not only were we were watching film, it's one thing to watch it, but it's another thing to understand it. And as time went on, we started to understand more and more what the concepts of that we were trying to do as a defense and what the concepts were that they were trying to do against us as an offense. And so I know for me specifically, when I understood, just being in certain defenses and where they were trying to beat us at, I could show different things, but I know ultimately what I had to do and what they were going to try to do. And so it just made a lot of things easier when you understand that concept of it.
All right, next up, Andrew Keese, followed by Karen Loftus. All right, we're going to go to Karen Loftus.
Hey, Sean.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Loving the weather here.
Yes. So you sort of answered this a little bit before about watching film, but in regards to getting more turnovers and improving your craft in interceptions, are there any things that you are doing to improve upon that skill set, or is that more of like an instinctual reactionary thing?
It could be a little bit of both, honestly. You can improve on either or, but definitely jug machines. You got to be able to catch the ball and you got to be comfortable with catching the ball. For me, I was a center fielder, my whole life for baseball. So just being able to judge a ball and reading the ball and stuff like that, I've always known how to do it. And so just being able to actually catch a ball in awkward positions and doing drills and stuff like that, to be familiar with having the balls in your hand can go a long way. And so, for me, just like I said, just stand on the jug machines and deep ball drills and stuff like that can definitely help you and just help you as an overall DB and not in every asset of the game, really just help you create a lot of more turnovers.
Okay, next up is Andrew Keese, followed by Greg Auman.
Hey, Sean, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. We had some issues with my mic just now. You mentioned watching yourself on film from a year ago. How blown away are you, if it not, by how far you think you've come from the start of whenever you first started to see game action to where you are now? Are there times where you sit and say, man, what was I thinking?
Definitely. And like I said, man, that contributes to just being young and not really understanding the game as much as I thought I did. Because earlier in the season, I didn't really understand the concept that they were trying to do and the concept that I needed to do on the defensive side of the ball. And so I would be, missing leverage sometimes or just out of positioning to make the play that I actually should have made, and that the play call was genuinely perfect for the situation that we were in. But like I said, as the year went on, just understanding that part of the game and understanding, there's more to a defense than just calling cover two. It's just more of an instinct thing as well, but just understanding the concepts in the games and what the quarterback is trying to do. It just helps you and puts you in a better position to be successful.
All right, next up is Greg Auman, followed by Rick Stroud.
Hey, Sean, for the three of you at corner, and you and Carlton and Jamel, what does it do for you guys that the Bucs didn't do anything in free agency to add any corners and didn't draft any corners? What does that do for your confidence just to see how much they wanted to just bring you guys back and stick with you guys and the growth you've made?
Oh, it skyrockets. Confidence is a big thing as far as being a DB and being a corner, especially. It just skyrockets, man. It lets us know that they have a lot of trust and belief in us as a young secondary and as a young group. And so, the sky's the limit for us, and we're going to do everything we possibly can, to be great. And we're going to compete with each other, and we're going to compete with, our other teammates and just push everyone to be great. Because at the end of the day, we're all chasing one goal, and that's the Super Bowl, So just for them having that trust and belief in us, we have to kind of give it back to them and show them that they were making the right decision with doing so.
All right, we got Rick Stroud, followed by Jenna Lane.
Hey, Sean, in the iron sharpens iron category, you guys will be going up against Brady when you guys go good on good in training camp. Greatest of all time and all that. But how much do you embrace competing with him? How will that raise the level of your precision on defense, do you think?
Oh, I mean, he's won multiple championships, and so just having that championship, demeanor and everything like that, it puts all of us at a different area of life. I mean, just having him as a quarterback there is kind of different because you can pick his brain and stuff like that because he's went against, different teams and different style of championship teams and stuff like that. And so, I mean, just having him, it opens a lot of doors as far as just learning and just getting that mindset that he has and that championship swagger that he has, and it just kind of, correlates to every other player.
All right, we got Jenna Lane followed by Luke Easterling.
Hey, Sean, we talked to your strength and conditioning coach, Coach Paroli, a couple weeks ago. Maybe it was last week. It's all starting to run together. But you guys are doing these virtual workouts. Can you just take us through kind of what one of your workouts is like, or even what a day for you is like in terms of your workouts?
Yeah, so I mean, I usually wake up about 8 o'clock, usually 7:30, something like that. And I usually have yoga. I actually do yoga at 9:30 at my house. And I do yoga for about an hour. After yoga, I have a gym in my garage. I usually go in the garage, work out. All of our stuff is virtual. So I look up, the Team Better app, and I look through the workouts. But usually Mondays and Wednesdays are typically our upper body days. Tuesdays and Thursdays are lower body, followed by Tuesdays and Thursdays are speed days or field work days. And then Monday and Wednesdays are more tempo. And so, I get my workout in about 11:30, 12:30. After that, I'm kind of just relaxing. Monday through Wednesday, we have our virtual meetings with, Coach Ross. And so we meet with him about 5 o'clock and we do, film, stuff like that. And then after that, it's kind of just, relaxing at the end of the day. I mean, I have a pool here. I have everything I need at home. So I don't really go out of the house.
We got Luke Easterling followed by Ed Encino.
Sean, you talked a little bit about, what you were able to learn and progress as a rookie last year. You weren't the only young guy back there in that unit. So when you talk about, especially with an off season that is going to be really unique, you don't have as many, resources to prepare. How important is it for you guys as a young unit, particularly, to still have the same coaching staff in place, the same scheme, and not have to worry about those challenges and really pick up where you left off at the end of last season?
Oh, it definitely helps, just having already know the playbook and stuff like that. I mean, it's only going to get better and better. You're only going to get better at, disguising things like that and just understanding your job and your responsibility. So just having that same, like you said, the same coaching staff definitely helps. Same scheme definitely helps. And it can really only go up from here. I mean, the easy work is kind of out of the way. That rookie year is kind of out of the way. And we're just going to build on top of that end of the season, like you said, we had, and kind of continue to strive.
All right, we got Ed Encino followed by Karen Loftus.
Hey, Sean, just looking ahead a little bit. Obviously, the plan in the NFL is to play game come season, but for you, athletes they feed off of fans, whether it's at home or on the road. I mean, what do you think that would be like to play in front of either a stadium that doesn't have fans in it or that has a certain percentage of fans in it? Because I assume for a lot of you guys, that's never been something you've done.
Yeah, no, fans are definitely a big part of the game as far as any sport goes. And I mean, especially at Raymond James, we have some of the best fans in the country. And so, I mean, it's definitely going to be different. But it's like at the end of the day, it's still football and it's still competitive. And you still have to do your job and kind of go in and have fun with it because you have to bring your own energy, your own juice and stuff like that. But it's still not going to be, like we're going out there and having a practice. It's going to be competitive. It's going to be fun. It's going to be guys flying around. It's still going to be football at the end of the day. Still there?
Okay, next up is Karen Loftus.
What team are you looking forward to playing the most, and what quarterback do you most want to have an interception on?
What team am I looking forward to playing the most?
And which quarterback?
There's a lot of teams that I'm looking forward to playing, honestly. The Chiefs is definitely a game I'm looking forward to playing. You know, the Saints, both to get those games. I mean, all the conference games I'm looking forward to playing. But as far as the quarterback that I want to pick out the most, I say Pat Mahomes. I mean, it's kind of, he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and he's young, he's electric, and so he makes a lot of big plays. And picking him up obviously is going to be a big deal and a big thing. And so that's something that I'm definitely striving to do.
Okay, next up is Justin Granite, followed by Greg Auman.
Sean, getting back JPP, Shaq, and Sue, what does that mean for your secondary and just overall, not even the defense, but this team for their leadership and veteran presence?
Oh, that means having those three guys back means interceptions. You know, they're going to get to the quarterback, and we're not going to worry about that. We're not going to worry about what they're doing up there because I know they're going to get to the quarterback. So that means that a lot of balls are going to be in the air, and there's going to be a lot of opportunities to make plays, and a lot of opportunities to win games. And so just having those guys back, like you said, that veteran leadership and guys like that, I mean, I love those guys. I mean, they always kind of thrive and try to help me out as a younger guy. And I talk to Shaq pretty often. I talk to Sue sometimes. I talk to JP as well. And so just having that veteran leadership, like you said, is a big thing. And Levante David and guys like that definitely help us out in the back end.
Okay, next up is Greg Auman, followed by Andrew Keese. We have time for just a couple more.
Sean, you're not the new guy in the corner room anymore. I just want to ask you if you've reached out, I know there weren't any draft picks, but if you've reached out to Parnell Motley, the corner from Oklahoma, or the draft pick, Antoine Winfield, the safety from Minnesota, if you've talked to those guys at all yet.
Yeah, I talked to Winfield when he got drafted. I basically kind of just said congratulations, be ready to work. I said I know you're young and you're a rookie, but there's big expectation in the room, and I just can't wait to get started with you. Said thanks, I appreciate it, and then we're gonna go from there, and we're gonna welcome all these guys with open arms and definitely try to help them along the process.
We're gonna go with Andrew Keese, Jenna Lane, and then end with Luke Easterling.
Sean, earlier we talked about whenever you guys are going to go good on good, the ones on ones when you face Tom Brady. But a couple of weeks ago, I think it was Jamel Dean that said that he's going to have a tough time in practice because he described you guys as a hungry defense. Do you guys in the secondary maybe have like a competition to see who can pick him off first or who can pick him off the most or something like that?
Yeah. We're always competing, man. We're always competing. Just know that. So it's definitely going to be a big deal to see who picks him off first because they're never going to let that go. But we're going to compete. We're going to see who can pick off the most balls in the entire training camp in general, no matter what quarterback it's off of, because we do chart production as far as in training camp, and we do things like that. So if you're not producing in practice, then I mean it's going to be hard for you. So.
All right, next up is Jenna Lane, then we'll finish with Luke Easterling.
Hey, Sean, back to the workouts. I know that you did not have an off-season program with the Bucs last year. You were training for the draft and everything, but and I know you do have a home gym set up. So how has your training differed at all from what you might be doing if you were in the facility, if you were around a lot of your teammates?
I wouldn't necessarily say the training has deferred. It's obviously a little different because you're doing it by yourself and you're not doing it with your strength coaches present. So it takes a little more focus. I mean, they kind of have it well organized to where you can click it and there's a video demonstrating the workout that you do and stuff like that. But you still have to hold yourself accountable for it, and you have to push yourself. And I mean, it makes it a little more difficult. Like I said, just not having them around. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to work out on your own and kind of be able to motivate yourself to kind of get things done and get things worked out.
Okay, last one from Luke Easterling here.
Sean, you're one of a few guys back there in the secondary who went for a number change this year. What led to that change for you, and what's your overall opinion on the new uniforms?
Oh, I love the new uniforms. I really truly love them. They're very, very simple but very different. I just like them. They're very distinct. But the number change, yeah, I mean, I wore 23, a lot as a kid, whether it was basketball, football, baseball. 23 and 3 were kind of my numbers. And then I've always, I've always idolized guys like LeBron James, Michael Jordan. They're some of the greats. And like as far as me personally, I mean, 23, it kind of symbolizes a lot for me because, I mean, I added a last name. As you guys know, I added Murphy. So it's kind of for my mom, for my grandparent, and things like that. But 23, actually, I have five brothers. And so I have 2 younger brothers, I have 3 older brothers. And that's kind of pretty unique for me. So it's kind of cool just to have that number 23 because it lets them know I have 2 younger brothers, 3 older brothers. So it's kind of my thing to them as well. And so at the end of the day, I mean, I play for my family and I play for the name on the front of my jersey. I rarely do things for myself, to be honest, and to be quite frank with you. So, I mean, 23 is definitely a number that I've always wanted, and I wanted last year. I obviously couldn't get it, but I got it now, and I don't plan on ever really stop wearing that number.
Awesome. That's all we got today. Appreciate you taking the time, Sean.
Yes, sir. Thank you.